It was the summer of 1985, and a group of friends had decided to spend their vacation in a remote cabin deep in the woods. The cabin was nestled in a picturesque valley, surrounded by tall trees and a meandering stream. At first, the friends enjoyed their time in the cabin. They spent their days hiking, swimming, and fishing, and their nights telling ghost stories around the campfire. But as the days wore on, strange things began to happen. The friends would hear strange noises in the woods at night, and they would find strange symbols carved into the trees. One night, while they were sitting around the campfire, the friends heard a loud, blood-curdling scream coming from the woods. They could feel their hearts pounding in their chests as they looked at each other, wondering what could have caused the scream. As they sat in silence, they heard footsteps coming from the woods. They were slow and heavy, and they sounded like they were coming closer and closer. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the woods. It was a tall, shadowy figure with long, thin arms and glowing red eyes. The friends could feel their blood run cold as the figure approached them. The figure stopped in front of the friends and spoke in a deep, rumbling voice. "You have trespassed in my woods," it said. "You must leave or face the consequences." The friends were terrified, but they knew that they had to leave the woods. They packed up their things and made their way back to their car, trying not to look back at the dark figure in the woods. As they drove away, the friends could feel a sense of relief washing over them. But their relief was short-lived, as they soon realized that they were lost. The roads had become twisted and turned, and the familiar landmarks that they had passed on their way to the cabin were nowhere to be seen. They drove for hours, trying to find their way back to civilization, but they only seemed to get more lost. The roads had become treacherous, with sharp turns and steep drops on either side. As they drove, they could feel a sense of unease settling over them. They could feel eyes watching them from the woods, and they could hear strange whispers coming from the trees. Finally, after hours of driving, the friends came across a small, abandoned town. The town was eerie and desolate, with empty streets and broken-down buildings, but the friends had no other choice. They parked their car and set out on foot, hoping to find help in the abandoned town. As they walked through the deserted streets, they could feel a strong sense of unease settling over them. They could hear strange whispers coming from the buildings, and they could feel cold hands brushing against their skin. As they turned a corner, they came across an old, abandoned hotel. The hotel was tall and imposing, with broken windows and a crumbling facade, but the friends had no other choice. They entered the hotel, hoping to find shelter and safety within its walls. As they climbed the stairs to the upper floors, they could feel a sense of dread settling over them. The air in the hotel was thick and heavy, and the friends could feel eyes watching them from the shadows. Finally, they reached the top floor of the hotel. As they opened the door to one of the rooms, they were met with a sight that they would never forget. The room was filled with the same strange symbols that they had seen in the woods. The walls were covered in strange, pulsing runes, and the air was thick with a foul, sulfurous smell. The figure's eyes glowed within the friends could feel their hearts pounding in their chests as the figure turned to face them. "You should not have come here," the figure said in a low, menacing voice. "This place belongs to the spirits, and you are not welcome." The friends tried to run, but it was too late. The figure raised its staff, and a blast of dark energy shot towards them. The friends screamed as they were engulfed in the dark energy, their bodies writhing in agony as they were consumed by the spirits of the woods. Days later, a group of hikers stumbled upon the abandoned town and the old hotel. They entered the hotel and found the room on the top floor, filled with the strange symbols and the lingering smell of sulfur, but there was no sign of the friends who had entered the hotel weeks before. Their fate remained a mystery, lost in the dark spirits of the woods. From that day on, the cabin and the woods surrounding it were avoided by all who knew of the legends that surrounded it. The spirits of the woods had claimed yet another group of unsuspecting victims, and their power and malevolence remained